Hello, my name is Jemai Farah. I'm a master's student in my third semester of Communication and Media, and today I'm going to present you the festival Les Dunes Electroniques. So Les Dunes Electroniques is a festival that happens in Tunisia, which is a little country in North Africa. The location of the festival is more precisely on the border of the Sahara Desert and in an area called Nafta and Torje that were already priorly famous for being the location of the set of the multimillionaire franchise Star Wars. The idea of the festival came when a French and Tunisian hotelier met the CEO of a French event production company, and after discussion, they came up with the idea of the festival in order to develop tourism in the area. It is important to note that in Tunisia, economy, tourism is very important and maybe the main source of economy for the country. Ujmal, which is the CEO of the June Electronics, said that we thought that culture could be a bulwark and a way to revitalize the region. As tourism and artisan industry are a great way to rejuvenate the dynamic of a landscape and a region, it does make sense that this event was a great idea to match the creators. So the festival has three editions, one in 2014, followed by the next year, and then the next one is only in 2019. The reason behind it is because at the time, at the end of 2015, Tunisia faced a great deal of security problems. Due to some governmental issues, there was a lot of terrorist attacks, and those terrorist groups came mainly from the south borders, which were near the location of the festival. Prior to that, each edition were around 2 to 3 days length, and the first edition's success can be seen with the attendance of around 1,000 people, but what is even more impressive is that by 2019, the audience grew up into 8,000 people. This is due to, mainly because of the great lineup the music festival offer, with more than 30 hours of music, with artists both from the emerging local scenes and also great international lineup as well. As most music festival nowadays, the festival offers many on-site activity, such as Dune Spirit, which is a workshop towards meditation and physical wellness that audience can attend, or Dune Lab, which promotes craftsmanship and artisanal art from local artists. And for that, the festival made a collaboration with the School of Architecture and School of Design of Tunis. So through a pop-up stores, people can come and enjoy traditional craftsmanships and buy them. This is not the only art form that the festival tries to promote, as they also have another activity that is called Dune Art, which is the display of many international renowned artist creation. For example, in the edition of 2015, the festival had the pleasure of welcoming the sphere designed by the American artist Obey that was also presented in the COP21 in Paris the same year. Finally, Dune Green is also a way for the festival to promote their philosophy, as they want to be respectful and practice the best way to not damage the environment surrounding the festival during the preparation, but also during the festival period itself. So my reason for choosing this festival are firstly that the landscape of both the location but also the artistic scene of the north of Africa offers possibility to develop unique festivals like the June Electronique and put on the musical map countries that are far too often forgotten. Second, despite some political and other out-of-hand issues, I believe that there's still a chance for the festival to mature and grow if they develop the right strategy for it, which may make me want to focus on what could that be. And finally, lastly, as a French and Tunisian citizen myself, I have a deep hope for Tunisia to mature more artistic and cultural projects such as the Dune Electronique. And I wish to present something related to this small but rich in history and in culture. So this is just an example to show what kind of art display were on site during the 2015 edition. So this is the sphere created by the American artist Obey that was also presented at the COP21 in Paris. So I think we can particularly see the desire of the festival to put forward many different artistic representation, both local and international. And I think that this is one of the things that makes the uniqueness and the success of the. So with all the information above, I think that the market segmentation that the festival tried to reach in these different categories are, geographically, I think that locals were the most the targeted audience, because the festival, how could I explain? Despite Tunisia being a very touristic location, I think that by seeing the dates chosen by the festival that are out of the peak season of tourism shows that maybe that the main audience would have been Tunisian, I think. But still, I do think that is also a great deal of North African country that could have come to this and could come in further editions, as it is already a great practice for other North African countries to come for in Tunisia for leisure activities. Finally, lastly, I think that also near countries such as France or Spain or Italy that already also come a lot in Tunisia for leisure activity could be interested or maybe already interested in that festival. As for demographics, I think that already just by the fact that there is alcohol on site and knowing the cultural landscape of the country, this festival must be targeting 18 plus people, as 18 is the legal drinking age in Tunisia. But I think more realistically, it's probably for people that are between 22 to 30 years old. As far as gender, from all data recorded, there is no indication that is toward more female or male, but I just still think that due again to cultural landscape of the country, maybe there is a small male dominance. Lastly, as for income, due to the fact that it's in the south of the desert, so that means of Tunisia, which means that there is a need to go until there, find location, place to stay on site, and attend the festival. So with extra cost, I think that this is probably target to upper middle class when seeing the average income of Tunisian people. And finally, for psychographics, it is important also to know that the festival was created just after, a few years after, the Arab Spring, which is the revolution movement that happened in many Arab countries, but started in Tunisia. And it was an expression of the people to further grow their country cultural and economical and political opportunities. And that movement came mainly from the youth. And I think that this is the same youth that is attending that kind of festival, like the Dune Electronique, that preach open-mindedness, liberty, are interested in arts, are interested in culture, and want to see their country grow further. So based on all this, I do think that the target is a young independent male and female that is in touch with current trends. By current trends, I mean that the fact that, for example, the festival promotes green and environmental goodness, even meditation and healthy lifestyle. But even further than that, there is an application called June Help Me that a women audience can download on their phone and contact security through their phone in case of a problem. And I think that looking at all those information, they are following a certain current trend about being engaged on global issue, global warming, ecology, women's safety, and etc. Also, I think that the target is a certain category of educated people, so by such wealthy, because like we said, it is a budget to move until the south of Tunisia and intent. And it is also another budget to spend on cultural activities. And I think that the targeted audience is people that value spending money on cultural activity above else. I think the best way to summarize the vision of the festival is by this quote of one of the founder, and that says that Les Dunes Électroniques is more than a festival, though. Though the event, we developed several initiatives around Les Dunes Électroniques, including Les Dunes Lab, a workshop with collective design architecture school, Dune Green, which involves local eco-friendly collective to help making the festival greener, Dune Spirit to make the festival goer find their inner peace thanks to our yoga and wellness program. And as we saw, this exactly makes sense with every information that we saw above, both on also with the market segment and the targeting audience. So this leads me to my suggestions. So we saw that the festival wants to be all of those things like music and artistic, greenness and environmental, lifestyle and mindfulness, and which is great. But all of these are a very strong message. And for a strong message, I think that to deliver well, I think that the festival should focus on its brand image. What I mean by this is that instead of building first a strong brand image that will attract their target, I think they just made a festival that match the brand image of the target itself. So I think that this is why, compared to other festivals, the image of the June Electronic is still not quite clear. I think a great example would be We Love Green. So We Love Green is a French festival that, as you can see from the title, is very into environmental issues. So despite being a music festival, the real purpose of the event is to teach about ecology, teach about global warming issues, with having intervention from professionals, discussion table, many activities around that. And that's what makes the message of the festival very clear and then brand image even greater. Even, for example, when we look at the sponsorship, all the sponsorship looks like being more towards making the event happen, but not making the event have a certain meaning. So all of them are in, for example, tourism with the country first airline that is Tunisair, or Travel Todo, or Dahi, which is an hotel that is near the event. TT Telecom, that is the equivalent of our KT, Panda events, etc. But there is no sponsorship deals that are to promote the festival message. And I think it would have been greater for them because it would have helped them develop activities and ideas and marketing strategies to show a bigger and stronger brand. The second suggestion would be to find what is the commercial appeal. So Tunisia is not doesn't like any events, especially on the coast, where there is near the beach, where there is also great music festival with even bigger lineup than the June Electronique. So the question is, why people would drive all the way down to the Sahara? So you need to know that from the border, like the north of Tunisia, where most population is, until the location of the event, it's a 7-hour drive. And they will go there, spend all that money, and find accommodation near the desert because on-site stay is not provided, etc., etc. Why would they do that when there is maybe easier access or better access, even lineup sometimes, or nearer to them? That's why I think that the festival should promote a better commercial appeal. And by commercial appeal, I think they should ask their question, what is the real attraction that would make people want to not miss this event? A great example would be the Burning Man festival. Burning Man also is not an easy access. It's not the festival with the biggest or greatest lineup that is happening at the same period or even in the same area. But still, it's one of the most famous and not to miss kind of event. And I think the reason they achieved such thing is because they have a very strong brand image and and also commercial appeal. And their commercial appeal is very simple. This is your chance to break free for a few days from your everyday life where you just go to the it's subway going to work, subway going back home. And this is what they're selling. They're selling a moment where you're free. And that's why, in my opinion, Burning Man has until now a very loyal audience, because to them is the moment of the year where they look forward to. It's better than Christmas for them. So those are my suggestions that could make the festival reach a greater audience. And this is only more suggestions that are more towards marketing. But if I had to make more broader suggestion, it would all be also around organization. So I had the chance to talk with some people that actually went to the prior edition, and they said that there was a lack of variety for food and drinks, that sometimes it was difficult to find where to stay near the location, and some other organizational issues and technical issues, but that I think can be easily fixed. So what about the next edition? So as of now, the latest news is in 2022, they announced that people should be staying on their feet for good news very soon. But until now, there is no other news except that one. So we're very not sure if there will be another edition, but hopefully. So stay. Thank you very much. This was my presentation on les dunes électroniques.